Hello everyone, welcome to my video today. In this video we are going to make 3 cards. One will be using mostly paper, one is using mostly or all stamps, just stamps, and the other one is a combination of stamps and paper and die cuts. So let's get started. Today I am using Close to My Heart products. My consultant that I have been buying stamps from for years and years and years, from Close to My Heart, sent me this paper packet and this stamp set, and I just thought that was really awesome. So I'm making a video today with all Close to My Heart products. This stamp set is the stamp of this, I believe. I'm not sure because I don't have a new book yet. But I believe it's the stamp of the month for May. Now, I might be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll put that in the description. But I think that's what it is. And you can get the stamp set and you can get the die cuts with it. So that's really cool. I'm excited. I always love when I can get die cuts in with the stamps, because who wants to sit and cut things out, right? And then they have really nice paper packets and solid paper too, solid cardstock. And this is their Sweet Girl packet. It comes with 12 sheets. Every sheet has 2 sides, so you get that many that many pieces of paper. I think it's 12. I didn't count it up or anything, but so yeah, there's 2 sides to each paper. And something that's really cool with their papers, they have this what you call a zip strip, and they always put a pattern. So when you're getting ready to cut your paper, cut that off first, because you can use it and you don't want to cut it up and ruin it and not be able to use it. So I'm going to move all this out of the way, and we're going to start on our cards. The first card is going to be the all paper one, except I did stamp the happy birthday, but the rest of it is all paper. So what you need is a card back. They also sell the card backs with envelopes if you're interested in that. And it measures 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I cut my patterned piece of paper at 4 1/2 or 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I'm just going to stick that on first. They also sell tape and inks and the glue and just about anything you would need. So you can go to, I will link the website below. It's Lori Bryson's website. You would be shopping with her. And you can get all of this stuff right there on that website. So I will put everything down below in the description. Okay, so this pocket came off the pattern paper, and mine's all pretty much cut up. I've been cutting it up. So it's got all of these embellishments on one side, and then the other side is, is a pattern, another pattern. Let's see, maybe you see it here. So that's kind of cool. And so I cut this pocket off, and we're just going to stick it right. Well, first of all, if you know me and you watch my videos, you know I like to distress everything with ink. So I have my sponge here. I just pound pounced it in my ink, and I'm going to sponge around this pocket first. And then we will stick the pocket on to our card. And I'm just kind of eyeballing it. It's probably in about 1/4 of an inch maybe. Okay. So we're going to do that. And then I cut these off from that same piece of paper that had the pocket on it. And I used them on this card, and this is what's left over. But I wanted to show you how to make this one right here. You can't really see it, but it looks like a ribbon. That looks like a ribbon too. So those two are fairly easy. You just cut kind of an angle and so instead of it looking just like a piece of paper, it kind of looks like a ribbon. Okay, I'm going to show you this one twice. So what you do to get that cut like that is you cut right down the center, then you go from the corner to the center, and from the other corner to the center, and you get that little ribbon edge right there. And then this one, I'm just going to do the angle again. And this one, I didn't cut it on there, but I don't like it, so I'm going to cut it on here. So I'm going to do the same thing. Straight down the center, from the corner to the center. Isn't that cool? Because, you know, if you're cutting a ribbon, you'd fold it in half and then cut it angled, and you'd end up with the same thing. But you don't want to fold paper and do that, because then you have a crease in your paper. Excuse me. So now we're just going to stick these down. So I'm just putting some tape on it, and here I'm eyeballing it again, and I'm just going to kind of layer them on top of each other. You could sponge around the edges. I'm not going to, because I want to save a little bit of time, but that would make it look really nice if you did that. So we're just going to stick them on. Like I said, kind of layer them over each other. And these I didn't measure out, so they're going to come out at all different lengths. But that will be something different. Another way, if you want a different length, just move it off, and then you can cut it off when you've got it all taped down. So I'm going to put that one about there. And then our last piece, yeah, I'll move it back a little bit too. And then I can just flip it over and cut those extra pieces right off. Okay. Now we're going to stamp our happy birthday, and I just had this piece of paper left over from something else, so I'm going to stamp my happy birthday on there. If I could find my stamp set, I buried it under my paper over here. Okay. Now a trick to getting your letters straight, and I'm just going to do one at a time, is to put your word down and then take your block and pick your word up with your block. That way, I'll show you on the birthday. This isn't a really good example because they're pretty solid, but that way it goes onto your block straight, and you don't have to worry about trying to get it on there by putting it down and, you know, not being able to get it straight. So that's just a little trick for you. And I'm inking this up wrong like I always do, because I forget till I'm doing it. I'll try to do it right on the birthday and show you. But we're just going to stamp that right on this little scrap piece of paper. And then clean that off and grab the birthday. So the birthdays, if I try to put it on here, you know, it's kind of crooked. And I exaggerated, but you know what I mean. I'm sure you've all done that before. So if I just drop it on here on my table, then I pick it up with my block, it comes out straight on my block, pretty much. It's not perfect, but this is, like I said, a real good example because it's not a floppy one. And those oops, I did it wrong again. So what you want to do in order to not get ink all over your block and everywhere is take your ink pad and ink up your stamp instead of taking your stamp like I always do, because that's my habit and I haven't been able to break it yet. But it really works better if you do it the right way. All right, then I'm just going to trim this edge off with my scissors. I could put it in my trimmer, but I'll just do it with the scissors and throw that on there. And I liked it right in the middle there. I thought that you don't normally do something like that, but I thought it looked good. Now I want to add a little bit to it. So you can see on my pocket, I added some stitches. Stitches are really easy to do. Just, you know, add a few straight lines along the edge of your pocket there. And you have some stitches. And then I thought it needed a little more, so I added these lines along the edge. And I use my wrist here to guide my pen. I just kind of drag my wrist down, let the pen go loosely, you know, because I don't want it real straight. I just kind of want a wavy little line there. And you don't have to hit every area. I skipped a few areas. And I want a double line, so I'm just going to go back over. Let's put one right here. I'm just going to go back over and put another line on there. And it just adds a little bit of extra touch to your card and makes it nice. So that one was pretty quick, and we're all done. Now card number 2 is mostly paper. Well, no. Well, we're going to do it anyway. It's the paper and the stamps. So we're going to do it second, but anyway. So I'm going to show you what I did on here, and to save time, I've kind of prepared it ahead of time. But so this is a piece of the pattern paper from this kit. On the back, it's got this gray chevron kind of thing or whatever. So what I did is I found 3 circles that were kind of together, and I die cut them out first. Now, a lot of people die cut out second, and I usually do too, but I found this was the easiest way to do it. So die cut out first your balloons. Here's the die cuts, and I just had those 2. And then what you're going to do, and I'll show you on here, even though we're not using this, you're going to take one of your patterns here. So this set has 2 sizes of balloons, 2 solid, and then 2 outlines. And it has 2 patterns for the round one and 2 patterns for this kind of oval one. So let's take this these dots, and you want to stamp this pattern second, sorry, lose my voice there. So you're going to die cut it out first, and we'll pretend that I'm stamping on the die cut, but I'm going to stamp on here just to show you. And I'm going to do it in black so you can see what I'm doing. I did it in a mink, a gray, close to my heart mink. So you stamp your pattern on there and pretend that it's die cut out already. And then it makes it so much easier to stamp the balloon part. So get your balloon part, and this is what I was talking about with the happy birthday. This, if you try to put it on here, it kind of gets all wobbly and crooked and stuff. So lay it down on your mat and pick it up with your block. Then you can stamp around those circles, and you'll get them almost perfect every time. See, I didn't because I need my glasses. But, so we'll do that one more time. We want to stamp the design first. I'm going to stamp this wavy line here. And pretend it's cut out. Die cut it first, then the pattern, stamp the pattern, and then stamp the balloon shape. So, see if I do, I put my glasses on. We'll see if I can do it any better. I'm still blind, but see, almost perfect. Believe me, if you try to do the other way, you just end up with more like that instead of like that. But anyway, so now that's what I did. I die cut it, I stamped the pattern, then I stamped the balloon. Now I have these 3 pieces here, and I cut out another piece of pattern paper from this kit, and I cut it at 5 1/4 by 4 inches. So I have a little bit of a border there. And I'm going to tape that on. And just put it in the center of your card. Kind of eyeball it. You don't have to be perfect because it's homemade, and no one expects homemade to be perfect like the store-bought ones, right? It gives them their charm if they're homemade. And then I have this blank piece of white that I cut to, let's see, 4 3/4 by 3 3/4, I think. Let me measure it real quick. 3 1/2 by 4 3/4, because I wanted a little more, I wanted more of the pattern to show around there. So then we can just tape that on, and we put it right in the center, right there. Okay. Now I want to put on my balloons. So I'm going to kind of just place them where I want them. But before I stick them down, I want to stamp the string. So let's grab the string off this stamp set. Put my happy birthday back. And grab the string. It's a really cool set. It comes with extra words, and it has some stars and some hearts, and it's really a fun little set. Okay, so I'm going to ink my string up with the black, and I've got them kind of where I want them. I'm just going to hide them or hold them in place, and I don't want to stamp on this pink part, so I'm going to take a piece of scrap paper here and just hold it over there, and then I'm going to stamp the string pretty much where I want the balloon to be, just like that. Then these 2 are up high enough so I can just stamp my string, and I crisscrossed it because I thought that looked kind of fun. All right, got that part done. Now I want some dimension. So close to my heart sells this 3D tape. This is actually 2 pieces. Mine are just stuck together. So there's a thin piece and a wide piece. They come separately, but I He said mine are stuck together. So the first balloon I just stuck right to the card. Left him flat. The second one, I put a piece of this 3-dimensional tape on the back of it. And this one I did the same thing. Just put a little piece of tape on there. And then I stuck them on the card. So it's layered and it's dimensional. Then I stamped the Celebrate. So let's get the Celebrate on here. It's this one down here. And I'm sticking that on my block. And I want it in black ink. I guess I'm off camera there. You can't see what I'm doing. Just make sure it's the right way. Yep, okay, and then I did it at an angle because I thought that was kind of fun. There. And then again, I drew some lines. And since I already showed you that, I'm not going to do it right now, but I drew some, oh, and you can't see this. I can't see it either. But I wanted, my background was kind of boring. So I took the stars from the set, and I took Pixie, and I stamped mine twice. So I stamped it on a scrap paper, and then I stamped it on my paper, but you really can't see it. So I'm going to skip that set and just randomly stamp. Now, when you're doing a background like this, you want to kind of go in a triangle. I'm just hitting a few areas. I'm not really trying to do the whole background. But if you were doing a whole background, you would do it in a triangle pattern. Okay, so there's that. Okay. And this card's done except for the pen, and I will put that on there in later. Okay, we have one more card, and this one is the most complicated, and hopefully it doesn't take too long. But grab your card back and grab a scrap piece of paper because you're going to be stamping over the edge. And what we're going to do is, I have sapphire. Where's my notes? Right here. I have to do them in order because the sapphire and the peacock almost look like the same color when you stamp it. So you got sapphire, emerald, and peacock. And we're going to take our solid balloons. We'll start with the circle one. And I'm going to ink it up with the sapphire. Now, I tried different ways to do this, and I wanted it to kind of look transparent like a balloon. And so this is how I found worked the best. I took a sponge, and I just sponged some of the ink off kind of in the middle. And then I stamped it. So, and I want it off the edge a bit. It's there. You can kind of see it shaded a little and transparent, hopefully. Okay, so we're going to do that one, and then we'll do the same thing on the bottom part. Ink it up again, sponge off some. I think I sponged off more on this one, which is good. And this kind of eyeball where you want it. And there you go. I'm going to clean that off first because these dark colors really stain your stamps. So I want to clean that up real quick. Then I'm going to take the emerald and the oval balloon, the solid one, and do the same thing. So I'm going to ink it up. take another sponge some of it off, and stamp it on there. Okay, that didn't quite work as well, but anyway, you get the idea. You can practice on scrap paper first, and then when you've learned the technique, you can do it on your card. Okay, and then we have one more, the peacock. Let's clean. I'm just cleaning it off. They also sell this cleaning pad too, so that it's pretty nice. It's got brushes, and it really cleans your stamp good. And they sell the stamp cleaner. You can get a big bottle or this little spray. Okay, so our last color is peacock. We're going to do the same thing. Sponge some of that off. Stamp it on our card. And you can see I'm kind of layering the balloons on top of each other. One more time. Right there. Now I'm going to do the string again. So I put the string back on my block. And I'm just going to do it in black. If I can find where I put my black. Oh, it's over here. Okay, so I'm going to put that string. I think I got it. It probably doesn't really matter, but I think I like this way. And I'm going to cross that one over a bit. And then put that one kind of crossed a little bit. I didn't cross them on the first card, but I think I like that anyway. One more string, okay? And then let's stamp the happy birthday again. Oh, I have such a small area to work in by the time I set up my camera and everything. It takes up a lot of space. So let's ink this happy birthday up and put it about right there. I'm going to clean that off real quick too, because black stains as well, and reds really stain too. Okay. Now I'm going to do this one right, because I always do them wrong. Ink it up the right way. Okay. And then put that kind of over my balloon. I moved this balloon in a little closer than that one. That's all right. Then it will be a little different. Okay, let's see. I think that's all the stamping I did. Yes. So now I just took my pen. I drew the lines like I showed you already. Just kind of went down, did a double line, did it all the way around. I put some dots in there. Just some random little dots. Thought that was kind of fun. Not like that, but and then if you put these little marks, it kind of makes it look like there's movement, like the balloons are flapping in the wind or something. So and then the last thing I did is I took my sponge that I sponged things off with, and I just kind of pounced around a little bit. So, excuse me, that's how I did that card. So I just need to finish my lines and it will be all done. So we have 3 cards. We used all Close to My Heart products today. We did one that was all stamping, except for the lines. We did one that was stamping, die cuts, and paper. And we did one that was mostly all paper. So hopefully those gave you some new things to try. And let me know in the comments what you thought. Welcome to all those close to my heart people that Lori sent over here to watch my videos. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment. Subscribe to my channel if you liked this video, and hit the like button. And I will talk to you later. Have a good day. Thanks. Bye.